Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see about one-dimensional array. The previous video, we have seen how to create an array, how to declare and the initialization of an array. So here we are going to see about one-dimensional array. So before that, we will see the types of array. So we are having three types of array: one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and a three-dimensional array, based on how many subscripts the array variable is associated with. What is mean by one-dimensional array? Array with a single subscript is called as one-dimensional array. Array variable with one square bracket is called it as single subscript. So single subscript array is called it as one-dimensional array. So how to declare one-dimensional array? So this one we have seen in this previous video itself. So normal array we have seen that same thing. The declaration is data type followed by array variable name. So this square bracket is representing subscript of an array. This size is representing deciding how many elements in your array. So in this one, last video itself we have seen. So this is the age array. So age array contains the 6 elements. So this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are representing index position. 25, 32, 17, 21, 10, 19 is representing values of this array. So this is one example how to assigning value, how one-dimensional array is look. So next, how to accessing array elements, one-dimensional array elements. So for example, here we are having one array variable mark. So the data type of array variable is integer. So totally how many marks I can able to store it into this array? 5. So what is that representation, graphical representation of this declaration is? So here I am having this array. So how many elements in this mark? 5 marks. So 5 elements we can store it into this array. So the first element index is 0, second element is 1, third element is 2, fourth element index is 3, and the fifth element index is 4. So how I can access these array elements? So this is 85, 78, 92, 87, and 95 is representing values in that given array. So how I can access these values means using this corresponding index. So mark of 0 will give 85. That is the first element in this array. Mark of 1. So this mark is array variable name along with that index. This is used to accessing array element. Mark of 1 equal to 78. So how I can access 92 using mark of 2. Mark of 3 is representing 87. How I can access 95 using mark of 4. So now we will see, so the address, memory address of each element. So this is an integer array. So integer, so here I am going to assuming the integer is taking 4 bytes. The starting address of the array is here I am going to taking is 5000. The starting address of the array is address of first element. So what is the first element in this array? Mark of 0 is first element in this array. So that address is starting address of this array or base address of this array. So memory address, so base address of an array is the address of first element is called base address of this array, or this array name itself will give base address of array. So what is the array name here? Mark. Mark itself will give the base address of array. So using that base address only, we can able to find out the address of forthcoming elements. Next subsequent elements address can be found by using this base address only. So what is the base address? 5000. So first element address is 5000. So here we are assuming each integer will takes 4 bytes. So first element is stored in the memory location 5000 means it is taking 4 bytes means 5000, 5001, 5002, 5003. So these 4 bytes can be occupied by value 85. Next address of mark 1 is 5004. So 78 is stored in 5004, 5, 6 and 7. So address of mark 2 is 5008. So that means that base address plus that index. So how many values we stored? So that is first element means plus 0. So 5000 plus 0 will give base address of this array 5000. The second element 5000 plus 1 means so that 1 is representing that size of an integer element. If it is 4 bytes means it will increment by 4. If it is 2 bytes means increment by 2. So based on the processor, it will compiler, it will differ. So this is the address of the each elements in this array for this according to this assumption. So how to find out each element address, base address plus index of that array. So the address of the 95 is base address is 5000 means 5000 plus 4 will give address of this element 95 plus 4 means 4 after 4 integer value. So it is increment by 4 values. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 16. So after that 16 we will get this address of this mark of 4 or 95. That is the starting address of 95 is 5016. Okay. So next how to read and write values of an array. As we know that the array variables are not, it is not holding single value, it is holding collection of values. So collection of values we want to read and display means we have to associate with any loop. So always mostly the reading and writing values of an array is associated with the for loop. So one of that example here we are going to see that is reading 5 subject marks and find the percentage of that 5 subject marks and display the what are the 5 subject marks. So here we are having an array variable that is a mark array variable. So how many subjects marks I am going to store? 5. So array is declared, mark is always whole number. So array is declared with the integer type. Array variable name is mark with the size is 5 and always array is associated with the looping. So looping element is I. We are going to finding out percentage. So how to find out percentage? Total value divide by how many number of subjects. So here 5. So total divide by 5 will give percentage. So to find out total, so each element value of an array will be added with the partial total. So initial partial total value is 0 because no marks, no value. So 0. So percentage is a fractional value. So it is declared it as float. So here we are going to reading 5 subject marks. So 5 subject marks means in the mark array we are going to store 5 subjects marks will be stored into the index from 0 to 4. So that the looping is started from the 0 to ends with the 4. That is lesser than 5 means 4. Each time the index value gets increment by 1. So here using scanf we are going to reading mark of initially mark of 0. Next time I equal to 1. So we will read mark of 1. Next time I equal to 2. So we will read mark of 2. So next time I equal to 3. So we will read mark of 3. So it will continue till that condition is true. So this mark is data type is an integer. So the control string for integer here we used is percentage %d. So we are going to finding out partial total. So initial total value is 0. So initially we are reading mark of 0. That mark of 0 will be assigned with the added with the total 0 plus first mark. For example, 95 means 0 plus 95. Partial total will be stored it into total. Next time I equal to 1 means we will read mark of 1. If suppose that mark is 85 means previous total value is 95, 95 plus 85. So it will give 180. So 180 will be assigned to total. So this process will be continue for the all the 5 marks. After that, we are going to finding out percentage. So how to find out percentage? The total value divided by number of subjects. So here 5 subjects. So divide by 5. So after finding out percentage, first we are going to displaying all the 5 subject marks, subject 1, subject 2. So how many subjects we are having? 5 subjects. So array index will be starts from 0 to 4. So here we are having initialize with the 0 lesser than 5. Each time I is get increment by 1. So first we are going to displaying I equal to 0 means first subject mark we are going to display subject 1. So that index is representing which subject, first subject or second subject. So here array index is 0. So we normally we used to say subject 1 subject 2, not subject 0 subject 1. So that here we make it as I plus 1 subject 1. So 0 plus 1 it will give 1. So subject 1 mark is this percentage D for mark. So mark of 0. So mark of 0 is suppose 95 means it will display 95. Next time I equal to 1 means I gets incremented, no? So subject this percentage D is displaying this I plus 1. 1 means 1 plus 1, 2. So subject 2 mark is percentage D is representing mark. So 85 means 85 will be displayed. So it will be continue for all the 5 subject marks. Finally, we are printing the percentage of the given marks. So we will see this one with the online compiler. So how it is producing an output. Later we will see one more example. So how to write a program to find the smallest and the largest element of an array. So now we will move on to the online compiler. So here we are having program of that how to find out percentage of 5 subject marks as we have seen previously. So now I am going to run this program. So it will ask enter 5 subject marks. So suppose if I am giving 5 subject mark is 97, 85, 78, 61, and then 92. So I have given all the 5 subject marks. So here we are getting that. So after giving all 5 subject marks, it is displaying subject 1 mark is 97, subject 2 mark is 85, subject 3 mark is 78, subject 4 mark is 61, subject 5 mark is 92. Finally, the percentage is 82. Okay, is it clear? So next we will see that next example, how to find out smallest and the largest element of an array. So we can take this same mark, smallest mark and the largest mark. So that same thing, here we are having smallest variable to store smallest value and variable large is used to hold largest element of an array. So initially we are reading array value 5 marks we are reading. After reading 5 marks, we are going to finding out which one is the lowest mark, which one is the highest mark we are going to finding out. So for that, we have to do that comparison. So each element we are going to comparing with the all the array elements are compared with each other, then only we can able to find out smallest and the largest value of an array. So for that, we are having the two variables, smallest and the largest. So initially, the first element will not be compared with any more element. So initially, so we are assigning that first array element value as initially we are assuming that is the smallest, that is the largest. So we are assuming. So what is the first element? Mark of 0. We are assuming that is the, so before that there is no more elements to compare. So initially we are assuming the first element of an array is a smallest element as well as largest element, because in this program we are going to finding out both values, smallest and the largest. So if we are going to finding out only smallest means we can use small only, or if you are going to finding out largest means we can use large only. But here we are having both. So we are going to comparing with it. So we are taken the first element of an array. So that will be compared with the remaining all other elements of an array. So what is the index of the remaining all other elements? So 1 to end of that array. So the second element is 1. So from that point only we are going to do comparison. So first element is stored into the small. So we are going to do that comparison. So my small element value is smaller or greater than the, so now current mark value. So current mark value is mark of I. What is the I value? 1. So mark of 0. So mark of 0 is 97. For example, previous example, 97. So mark of 1 value is 85. So we are assuming that 97 is the smallest one and the largest one. After that only we are going to finding out which one is the smallest, which one is the largest. So I am going to finding out, is there any smallest value than the 97? So the small is greater than the mark of I means there is a smallest element than the small we are assumed value. So we are going to change small value is current smallest value. So current smallest value is mark of I. So mark of I will be assigned to this one. Okay. So next we need to find out the largest value. So for that largest value, we are going to do that same comparison, but it should be greater than that one. So the largest value is stored in the which variable? Variable name is large. So large is smaller than the current mark means, so the current mark will be the largest one. Okay, so large is equal to mark of I. So it is going to repeating for the till end of that array. So smallest initialized with the small and the large is initialized with the first element of an array. That will be compared with the second element. Initially compared with the when I equal to 1, it will be compared with the second element. Next time I equal to 2. So it will be compared with the second, third element, fourth element till end of that array. So finally, we are going to displaying that value. So smallest element of an smallest value is, so here that mark is data type is %d. So where we stored our smallest value in the name of small. So small is going to hold the value of smallest. So next we are going to displaying largest value of an array. So largest value of an array is, so largest value can be held by the variable is the large. So large is holding the value of largest element of an array. So we are going to display. So this is our program to find smallest and the largest element of an array. So now we will execute this program. So again, it will ask 5 subject marks. Suppose if I am giving 91 and then 85. So again, I'm going to run 91, 85, 73, 65, and then 97. So among these 5 value, which one is the largest one? 97. Which one is the smallest one? 65. So the largest value is 97. The smallest value is 65. Okay, it's clear. Thank you for watching this video. We will see in this next video about two-dimensional and multi-dimensional array. Thank you.